In this video, I'll be showing you guys how to add and subtract polar coordinates in the Phasor domain. So we're going to turn these polar coordinates into complex numbers so that we can add and subtract them and then turn them back into polar coordinates. So, first things first, we need to turn these into complex numbers, right? Because you can't just add and subtract polar coordinates. There's really no rule for that. So, first things first, let's turn 5 and 30 into polar coordinates. Well, how do you do that? Into rectangular coordinates. How to do that? Well, the format for a complex number is a plus jb. J is the imaginary number. And a is simply just equal to r times the cosine of theta. And b is equal to the r sine of theta. R is the magnitude of your polar coordinate, and theta is the angle of your polar coordinate. So all we need to do is plug in for the numbers. R is 5. Cosine is 30 degrees. B is 5 sine of 30. If we evaluate this into a calculator, we should get 4.33 for this. And for the sine value, you should get 2.5. Alright, so that means the complex number for this guy right here is simply let's underline these with colors actually to make this easier. 4.33 plus j 2.5. Right? So this is the complex number that represents this polar coordinate in the Phasor domain. Okay, let's go ahead and turn this into a complex number. A is equal to, I think we'll have space here. A is equal to 4 cosine of 120. B is equal to 4 sine of 120. Put this, 4 cosine of 120, put this into a calculator. You should get -2 here and 3.46 here. So the complex number here is, A is -2, so -2 plus positive 3.46. And that's the B value for your complex number. Okay, now that we have this in complex form, in rectangular form, we can just simply add the numbers together. So we can add the real numbers together, 4.33 minus 2, and we can add the imaginary numbers together. So 4.33, let's move this, minus 2 is equal to 2.33 plus j plus the imaginary numbers together. So this is just 2.5 plus 3.46. And this is equal to 5.96. And once you get this, well, you have to have another step. You have to turn this back into polar coordinates, right? So let's erase this work to get more space. And let's turn this back into polar coordinates. Well, in order to turn back into polar coordinates, r is simply equal to, if this is the format, r is equal to the square root of a squared plus b squared, and theta is equal to inverse tangent of b over a. Now this thing has a little bit more nuance to it, but I'll cover that when the time comes. So we need to find the r value, which is the magnitude of your polar coordinate. So r is simply equal to the square root of 2.33 squared plus 5.96 squared. And this just simply equals 6.4. Okay? So now we need to find the theta value. So the theta value is the inverse tangent of b over a. Well, b is the imaginary number, and a is the real number. So we have 5.96 over 2.33 inverse tangent it. And this in degrees just equals 68.65 degrees. So we have r and we have theta. We just need to write this in the polar form again. So 6.4 and 68.65. So this guy right here is equal to these two polar coordinates added together. Now, keep in mind for this problem, you have to turn it into rectangular form. It makes it so much easier. So just keep that skill honed because you're going to be using it a lot. I also have videos on it if you don't know how to do this very well. So I'll leave those down in the description for your convenience, of course. But this problem, we just turned to rectangular coordinates, right? And we added the rectangular coordinates. And then we just turned the additive rectangular coordinates back into polar coordinates. So first things first, we need to turn these into rectangular coordinates or complex numbers. So A is equal to r cosine theta. R is 7, cosine is 45. B is equal to r sine theta. So if we evaluate these two, you should get, let's put this in the calculator. You should get 4.94, 4.95 if we round up, and 4.95 for both these numbers. This is 4.95 plus j 4.95 minus this guy right here. So we need to turn this into polar coordinates, sorry, into rectangular form. So A is equal to 3 cosine of negative 30, and B is equal to 3 sine of negative 30. Evaluate these in the calculator, you should just get 2.5, 2.6 if we round up, and negative 1.5 here. So 2.6 is A, so 2.6 is the real number, plus J, negative 1.5. So we actually need to turn this into negative here. So negative 1.5. Alright, now all we need to do is evaluate this. So add the real and imaginary parts. So 4.95 minus 2.6, right? So 4.95 minus 2.6. And the reason why we're subtracting is because, well, we're subtracting both the polar coordinates. So we kind of need to distribute the minus into both of these terms. So if we distribute the minus, we should get negative 2.6 plus j 1.5, right? 2.6. That looked like a 26. So for the real number, we get 2.35 plus j, the imaginary number, is just 4.95 plus 1.5, right? These negatives cancel out to get pluses. So we should get 6.45 here. All right, once we have this, we need to turn this back into polar. So r is equal to the square root of 2.35 squared plus 6.45 squared. And once you evaluate this, you should get 6.86. So theta is simply the inverse tangent of b over a. B is the complex number, a is the real number, so 6.45 over 2.35. And this just equals 69.98 degrees. So if we write this answer in polar coordinates, you should get 6.86 for the magnitude of the polar coordinate, and the angle is 69.98 degrees. So this guy evaluated is just equal to this. First things first, turn this into complex form, into a complex number or rectangular form. So A is equal to r cosine of theta. B is equal to r sine of theta. Evaluate this in a calculator. 8 cosine 150 should get negative 6.93. And this right here should just be equal to 4. All right. So negative 6.93 plus j4 in parentheses minus this guy in rectangular form. So this is 5 cosine of 45 b 5 sine of 45. So 5 cosine 45 just equal to 3.54, and this is 3.54 as well. So this number becomes 3.54. They're both positive, so we have a plus here. J 3.54. So go ahead and add these numbers together. You have negative 6.93 minus 3.54, right? Don't forget to distribute the negative along this parenthesis. So you have negative 10.47 here, plus J 4 minus 3.54 to get 0.46 here. Well, once you reach this step, you just have the easy stuff left. All you need to do is find the magnitude of your new polar coordinate given this rectangular coordinate and the angle of it. So r is equal to the square root of a squared plus b squared, which is just negative 10.47 squared. But since you're squaring, you can just ignore the negative. So just positive 10.47 plus 0.46 squared. And you all can also find theta by valuing the inverse tangent of b over a. So 0.46 over negative 10.47. Plug this into the calculator, and you get 10.48 and negative 2.52. Here's the thing though. If your real number inside of your complex number, so when you're turning a rectangular form into polar form, okay, and you use inverse tangent, you need to look at the real number, right? This is the complex number here. Sorry, this is the imaginary part of the complex number, and this is the real part of the complex number. If the real part is negative, then you have to add 180 or subtract 180 onto the answer of the inverse tangent. I cover this more in depth on my rectangular coordinate to polar coordinate. I'll tell you the reason why, but just a rule of thumb, if the real number is negative, after taking the inverse tangent, just plus or minus 180. So the real angle for this would just be 2.52 plus 180. Negative 2.52 plus 180, which is simply equal to 177.48 degrees. You could have subtracted 180 as well. Doesn't matter. So once you get this, your polar coordinate after adding the two polar coordinates together is the magnitude 10.48 and the angle that you got 177.48 degrees. So this guy right here is the answer for this. So yeah, that's really all. You want to, little side note, you want to turn it into rectangular form. You cannot add or subtract the polar coordinates without that. Right? It's going to be significantly hard. I don't even know a way that you could do that. All right. So you want to turn it back to a rectangular form and then put it back into polar form after adding them together. Well, I guess that's the entire premise of this entire video. So, well, I hope it helped. If you found this video helpful, consider subscribing and liking the video. Thanks for watching.